So your question was, if you have an equation, you understand how to graph something with end behavior, and this is something I come up in one of my longer videos. Like, we know that the graph, we know this is a quadratic, right? And therefore I have 1 and -2. Like, this graph is going to look something like this, right? And if we wanted to write this in factored form, we could just have this as x squared plus x minus 2, right? So that's the factored form, which we find the zeros, and that is the standard form. Now, obviously, I could raise the multiplicity here. I could put this 2, I could put that a 4, whatever else. Like, that's going to change the behavior. But your question was, well, what happens if I put like a 2 there or a 3 there? Like, what does that do? And again, like my question to you is, why don't you just multiply everything out? If you multiply all of this out, what you're going to get is 3x squared plus 3x minus 6. So again, and then if I said, hey, solve this, the first thing you do is factor out the 3, and then you would go ahead and factor. So the important thing what's happening is this 3 is not changing the zeros. Like, when you set that equal to 0 and you go ahead and solve, the first thing you're going to do is divide out the 3, right? Because the 3 is what we call a scalar. It is not a 0. And again, just by, that this graph only has 2 x-intercepts. So it doesn't make sense for 3 to be a 0 or 3 to be an x-intercept, right? So the 3 is that vertical stretch. It is a scalar. So that's why it's a very important. So it's a really good questions, and that's why I just wanted to spend